is now in Philadelphia. It's the Astros and the Phillies. Come inside. Hope you're having a great night. I'm Joe Davis, and hey, home runs the first game here. The place is going crazy. Maybe. And so the series is tied at 2. And this best of 7 to break it all down. It's John Smoltz and Justin Verlander World Series.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer, and individual awards, he's done no-hitters, but it has not gone his way. And listen, he saw a blueprint. Or cannot get caught up in the narrative. He really has to pitch one pitch. His offense, however, 1 through 5, picked up the. If they get the performance they got in the 5th inning, spread out.
Coming for the Phillies tonight. For more on that, here's Ken Rosenthal.
Park. Good thing he's relaxed because he likely will face Yoran Alvarez. Noah Syndergaard expected to face no more in game situations. Rob Thompson has Alvarado for more than 1 inning. Now over to Tom Verducci.
MVP against MVP. Power balls except one slider, which he hit for a single. 81% fastballs in the is 1 for 10. Phil's manager Rob Thompson of his pennant-clinching home run in NLC
matchup. Verlander against Harper. The temperature got into the 70s today as we get set.
If you ready for the Phillies, make some noise! I thought I was finished when I bought that Aston Martin. Sitting on the top can and me captain. Run like a bill money, my son needs some milk. Deep in the try to take home the World Series. Make some noise right now, Philly. I thought I was finished when I bought that Aston Martin.
Gentlemen, Syndergaard on a World Series mound for the first time in season, really all season, and that is Syndergaard to get what essentially is going to be a bullpen game going.
Is a much different pitcher. He's going to pitch 4 pitches, but the Astros to take that base, and it starts with Altuve anymore. But he mixes up both sides of the plate, sinkers into Altuve. Altuve is yet to have a home run.
He's with the Angels, Syndergaard, and faced these Astros twice early top. And then it's Bregman, Tucker, and Gurriel with David Hen. Martin Maldonado back in doing the catching. Friendly strike zone with the crew chief the biggest stage. Over at the same time from the same team with Syndergaard from as he is every single day and pretty much has been since opening.
He has not hit anything away all series. Noah Syndergaard stays away.
2 and off we go in game 5 with the ball away. Game 3 cranking 5 home runs only to get pokes one to right, move to the warning track at the wall, and it's off it. At second, he's got a triple
home run. He went to right center, which is a good sign. And this ball was smoked. Now this little bobble right hook.
Officially ruled a double. Astros offense that scored 5 runs in the 5th inning last night. Now to 0-1 pitch. Payton, the Astros on the board just like that.
Infield come in on the second batter.
So this Astros team that has tied this series and tries to gain by him.
Syndergaard does not hold.
He's stolen bases in 33 tries against Syndergaard. His Alvarez 1 for 4, but he went the other way a few times, and he
to make adjustments. And if you're in pull mode,
1 pitch takes very high, ball 1.
Doesn't show a lot of motions. Just goes about the game in a.
So rare strikeouts. Way the Dusty Baker to 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is Jose Altuve after he starts the game with a check something on the video and has a little bit of further. This is a very different Noah Syndergaard. The Mets lone win in that Fall Classic. Now invented himself.
He has, and I'm sure this is a tough spot, anything out. So the pressure on him is like this is his 9-2.
Full count. Postseason. Out. Pena does go. Alvarez pokes one along third.
I'd imagine there's no third. If a ball's hit on the ground and Pena reads it, so that's why you got to start the running.
Another 3-2 pitch. Pena runs it down. What a catch and tag!
And run. So he's just going to make sure he goes home. If you go in feet first, it's going to hurt a little more, but.
Running game as well as anybody. A strike on Bregman.
To this inning, and that pitch and play. And
slugger at the plate. 2 outs on 1 movement.
Going on the pitcher. It was basically a 3-2.
0-2. That's the inning. So the Phillies come to bat. Down 1-0 after this. Schwarber, Hoskins, and Real Muto. All these guys getting the cartoon treatment in cartoon form. So Justin Verlander series, and it looked like he was going to exercise the demons right then. He's struck at 2 in the 5th, and things kind of unravel.
He's top of the zone.
His first pitch of the game is a fastball. He gets
Javier, his teammate. Now the Philadelphia
deep right field and gone. Of course.
Over. No longer 36 hitless.
No, they entered this game with a World Series record. Climbs in. The last no-hitter in the postseason. History repeats itself.
Tell you, well, tomorrow's got to be easier because of what they did yesterday.
0-2 to Hoskins, very high, 1-2.
Let's get him in the zone. Great pitcher out there. We got to keep grinding on.
Hoskins and Alvarez is there to cut it off for the first out.
And another, you get on top of a fastball. Now, the one thing they weren't able to do, top, and they did.
Lineup that has been good against fastballs throughout the year.
Throw a couple balls have been laced in the first 2 at bats. And those were a little bit more backspin on his 4-seam fastball.
Good or bad, fair or not, comes from what he does. Check swing from Real Muto and the cap. What do you make of that?
Well, it's just a passion of trying to ball at this time of the year. It gets magnified.
Altuve's good
again. Well, you never have time for that to work out. This sample that moment, and that moment has been close. It just hasn't been.
Bryce Harper. One after a first pitch fastball.
Verlander will always produce a lot of foul balls, especially in.
It's another fastball. This is this World Series have been Peters. So 1-1. Harper takes a fastball low.
Slugging on breaking pitches, hitting 330.
On this 2-1, he watches another fastball mill.
Let's go, Sam!
What a souvenir to take home. Bryce Harper. Okay, 3-2.
This one's above the zone, and that is not what any hitter on field.
Do it. His 3-2. Back up there, but misses. And it brings up
handed swing, breaking ball down in the zone for them to score a couple more, and then of course tie the game up later.
So he goes with that script. He does first pitch, 0-1. Swing the other. His first game in this series at one of these. Wacky. Off center field. Alvarez is on. And that.
You want to see it?
To turn Big Papi's money into yours. Kyle Schwarber the other year. And after an inning, tied at 1 is game 1 when he hit a pair of home runs. He's gone 1 for 10. Syndergaard lets it go. Tucker fouls it off.
And some things just don't change.
Best adjustments. Who's going to do so fastest?
Ball down!
But then a torn lat in 2017. And then coming to the Phillies at the deadline. It's behind 2-1.
Could happen in a 3rd inning, depending on what they do here.
Has thrown more than 5 innings. That's happened 4 times. Kyle Tucker leads off the second. He can't lay off.
Strikeout on a fastball up. 4-seam.
Throwback to the earlier Noah Syndergaard. He's been mostly 348 this postseason. No strike. On an 0-1. Pops it up on the end. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Receive a free meal November 11th. Get another chance at DH. You've got Aledmus Diaz, who's 1 for choice. He's got a guy who's started 8 games total. And this is where Hensley. The line and a souvenir.
Made, and that one right there was not a pitch you want to see with 2 strikes. So when Nola was kind of in control until that.
Isn't that just kind of who the Astros have been through this stretch? Syndergaard looking for 1-2-3 second. 1-2. Oh, he got a lot of the play, but. That high fastball from Verlander leads to a first pitch. On-field caps, tees, hoodies, and more. All your postseason hitters, and now faces Bryson Stott.
You need those in these games. You need it does to Justin.
First. On this 0-1 stop. Out of the infield. Altuve and Pena. It's the shortstop Pena.
And twice, 2 outs. A little bit of stress for Javier. You have to make bang plays or diving plays and
bullet baseball. Has James pitch and yanks a base hit into left field. It's been rough.
Sometimes those game plans work, and sometimes when you get to the Justin's trying to do early, and that's pound the strike zone early and see
the 9 spot. Takes a ball. First time he's gone season, including hitting one of the 5 home runs in Game 3. On a 1-0. Ball. Takes a fastball. Harsh. Down the left field line foul.
And got rewarded with that double.
That game turned away in the 6-5 loss. 3 balls, 1 strike. That's what Marsh has struggled with. Leaves that fastball.
Well, what makes Schwarber so tough is he after getting 2 strikes and somehow battles into the game.
Selectively aggressive. Got a fastball. This one from Verlander is a spinner that lands. Strike 1. The bleep. He said nope. Moving on to Schwarber.
That's in.
Takes a ball. Back to back. Verlander has been a doubling of his home run. On this 1-1, Schwarber leaves it face high.
Schwarber with the fastball, and he's been missing up now.
Ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. 6,000 rabid fans. First. Here it comes. It is a breaking ball that misses.
We've seen this a bunch of times, exception of yesterday. But first and second, nobody out.
And nothing ruins that dull roar you were always seeking.
And this is a good meeting at the mound here. You got Hoskins, who is preying on the aggressiveness of Hoskins.
Yes, and he did.
And that's a slider command with that pitch, and he
in front of his home crowd. Hoskins chops one along third. The eyes have come these special nights in South Philly.
With a fastball and get him to swing at the top of the zone, or you could
pose.
A great pitch, and he trusted his catcher. He got 1 more pitch to
2. Way high. Took off on him. 2-2 pitches. Segura single. Marsh
walks it away.
That's where he put it and got a swing. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Steal a base, steal a taco. Place rocking one more time in 2022. Tied at 1. Both.
0-1.
Something bad. It's been one big moment for the Phillies and for the Astros.
Their weekly hit, and Nick Castellanos puts it away and take us.
But when you overthrew something gets calm and makes another pitch. A different version from this point on.
Maldonado with 1 away, it takes a strike. But, as he said, he doesn't always have him in a best case scenario. It wasn't looking good. 2 hitters.
Right here.
It's fouled in the box. 6 straight, and 22 of the 28 that he's faced. 2-2. We had 2. Maldonado flied in March. 2 up, 2 down. 80 home runs, which adds up to $450,000 in donation. So good.
That's as good as it gets.
If not now, then when?
Now Noah Syndergaard cannot be tricked into to Altuve.
He doubled off the top of the wall to start.
Went to right field. Let me pound him in. But when you make him
back-to-back really good pitches
from right when the ball comes out of the glove, and
1-1 pitch right back there.
Him in to get him out of the way that Altuve
goes back handy hop. Bryson Stott and a strong arm to finish off. Now ends the night of Syndergaard. Ready for the moment when he's got the Astros back in. Has gone on. Part of that was he struck out Yordan Alvarez against Noah Syndergaard. And that changeup. Do it again.
Yeah.
Brogdon gave up 2 runs in his postseason. 3 straight change-ups, 1 ball, 2.
Way harder after seeing.
There it was. Time on a 2-2 pitch. It is
Great
another
pitch.
fastball, and it was right.
Syndergaard knew it as soon as he let it go in the zone.
0-1. 1-1. Passing Philadelphia. A shot corner. Alex Bregman just off the top of the wall. Gunning for the second, bounces.
Like it. This is the short, compact, short arms, and easy one to say the least.
So Bregman, Tucker, 1-0. That line hooking, foul. He's okay. Elite defense.
It's just an unhittable top of the corner of that strike zone.
Tucker just 25 years old, already in his third clinching. Tucker down swinging.
Arm speed as a fastball. You really have a. But man, if he threw 90 mile an hour.
Gurriel flied out his first time. Gurriel patient. Look at Bregman in a 1-2. He struck him out with a high fastball. Jeremy Pena, his 4th home run of the postseason. Verlander give up the leadoff home run.
Needs a 1-2-3 inning. Philadelphia has made him work for every.
Counts that much more. Stresses that much more.
Bullpen's already working for the Astros.
Segura before it comes down and gets in.
Oh man, was that a good down into his glove? It couldn't have been. It was almost toggle that ball and not get a good grip on it, and that's the difference between
seasons in the majors, mostly with the Cardinals. Takes a strike for more on.
I can tell by his attitude, he cares, he wants to be the best.
So many of these guys, so much big game experience. And that family there goes back, sees them, and plays in the 1-1 to Marsh.
Well, the other thing that Dusty Baker, and I think that part of that last year experience, even though
pinpoint fastball, Verlander
outer part of the corner.
3rd one for Verlander. He gave up a leadoff home run on a fastball to sticks with that script.
That's when you scratch your head a little bit as a pitcher and you go, I can't.
Swung at that.
Or been fooled, and that's the thing you got to chalk up too. Like maybe the second part of this postseason.
In Game 5, the series tied at 2. Jeremy Pena knocked advantage. 1-2 to Schwarber. Drops low. That's another impressive.
Schwarber takes it. I mean,
2-2. Schwarber got another curve in this one. He took looking. 2-1. A wonderful year. We could have 2 champions starting in the World Series. It's behind 0-2 here. Got an 0-2 from Connor Brogdon.
Ball. And try to be on your game against this kind of pitching.
Leads off the 5th. Down swinging on a changeup. Jose Alvarado, the key lefty, to feel about going 3 in a row, something he's never done. McCormick with 1 away. Grounds 2 out. 2 scoreless innings from a guy like Connor Brogdon.
Yeah, he's been.
That pen to a 3-2 series lead and a chance. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And I've said it many times, and being in their top form and being locked down. I mean,
swing and a miss on a high fastball. 5 Ks for Connor. Coming up. Hoskins, Real Muto, Harper. Rhys Hoskins leads off against Justin Verlander. It's a slider and then with an 0-1. Another slider, Tom Brady.
His bullpen and playing catch. He vowed he would fix it, and boy,
pitcher. And if he, but they're not going to let him labor much if he.
Hector Neris swarming in the bullpen. First before the game, he said, "Look, I understand the game these days. That you're going to be the other, not quite sure. He might lean on the resume.
He knows how to start. He knows how to be the middleman, and he knows how to see the tank in the first 2 or 3 innings." And he saved.
Muto dives to the knees and then deals with significant arm problems for point. 15 seasons in, 2 Cy Youngs get back. He says, okay, of course. But especially as a power pitcher, it's another thing to hurt Cy Young likely coming. Home with another 1-2. Ball. Just wild. Strikes out Real Muto with.
That was it. Those were their chances to score. Now let me to Verlander.
Harper's walked both times.
And he really hasn't given them one all tight to where that's going to be much more difficult for Bryce Harper.
1-1 from Verlander. Harper fouls it back. VP in the batter's box. 2 pitch.
Oh, no!
2-2.
Are grinding about when do I pull the trigger.
Stays that way. One into right. Tucker bobbles it in the corner. Tying run in scoring position. Moves it around and has reached all 3 times.
Stubborn, swinging, fouling off high fastballs. He got one.
The chance to tie this game.
Yeah, and he'll again. He's.
You can tell it took about 300 with runners in scoring position over the first 3 rounds. 2 balls and no strikes.
Huge lead. Obviously, any swing and contact.
Good pitch. 2-1. 2-1. Castellanos pops it foul, and it's 2-2 to plate.
I know the breaking ball he hit in left field, the touch that he has on that pitch right now.
Pitch. Fastball is spoiled. Dear. Chance for a big one here. 2-2. Fouls it off.
He has really revved up the engines. He threw that fastball.
The 2-2 pitch. Down the line.
Fastball. That's why I would come off the fastball if I were Justin Verlander.
Game that matters on a 2-2. He takes away and the count's
5 innings with a chance to win the game. Go to another one.
The 10th pitch. Castellanos pops it up left center field. With the chance at redemption in the World Series and with the series,
I promise you, he'll get more out of this game.
Assume 94 pitches, leaving the game with the lead.
You don't get that.
He'll get strike 1. Just didn't quite have it in his first game and season run. No balls, 2 strikes on Altuve.
Well, I called on him. This a lot more comfortable.
On an 0-2, Altuve takes low. 1-2. Runs that the bullpen is allowed in this World Series. Another 1-2.
You good, brother?
Off.
Man.
Forward to start the game. Takes his cutter low. An easy play for Gene Segura. Not in time.
And he goes to get it. Altuve
finds himself in position to get that World Series.
This lineup is where they get everything done. They got it going in the 5th and get it done.
And these top 2 guys, and Altuve had been caught since May. 1-2 pitch. Pena's down swinging.
This is nasty.
Half. A left-handed weapon out of that pen. This is the part of the order that Field Bryson's style. 2 out in this way. Well, this is what you've got to live with the left.
Not so sure.
Close. On an 0-1.
Ball is in.
100 inside.
We get a bunch of solo set they can out of the bullpen to keep this game right.
Out of Bregman with the 1-1 pitch. Almost hit him.
Yeah, right off the foot.
So was the call initially that it didn't hit him?
Right.
Okay. So they do get to that lefty-lefty matchup they like with Elber.
Vulnerable up in the zone.
It's 1-1. Ahead of Tucker 1-2.
Now, one of them is interesting because there's so much time that leads into when you're going to pitch.
And then the top of the 6th.